Roll intro. There is no intro. This is the new Axial Yeti Jr. with the Can-Am Maverick X3X RS Turbo R body. That is a really long name. All it is really is a new body on the good old Yeti Jr. chassis. Costs about $170, and while I've only had it for a few days, so far it seems in pretty good use. The box includes the side-by-side, a Spectrum STX2 transmitter, 1300 mAh nickel metal hydride battery and USB charger, a nice metal cross wrench, the manual, and a little bag of replacement or spare parts. The chassis is an independent front suspension design with some nice plastic-bodied oil-filled shocks and a three-link rear with a really big sway bar that really restricts the travel of the solid rear axle, but it hasn't been an issue. The front is double wishbone, and it has some really nice, thick, just plastic parts, and good flex, which really hasn't been an issue. When it's driving, most of the kind of bumps go to the front since the rear doesn't have a whole lot in it, and they really do a good job taking up like the any kind of bumps, and landing from jumps does pretty well. Underneath the body there is a combination receiver and ESC, a 37-turn 380 size motor, and the servo is located right underneath that receiver ESC, which gives it some good power, and the gears are there are only two plastic gears, and it doesn't gear down a whole lot, but it does have quite a good amount of speed. Torque, though, it does not have a whole lot of. The battery tray gives plenty of space for the included 1300 mAh battery. The instructions do say that you should not put in any kind of LiPo because the electronics just aren't meant for that. So if you want to put in a LiPo, I'm sure there's plenty of space for a small one, but don't use it with the included electronics because that'll just burn them out. It's held on with this clip here. Just pivots around, so when you want to open it, let's do that. It'll fold out pretty nicely. Put it back on, and then to lock it, just fold that tab back. The body is held on up in the front to body posts. Comes with some nice cute little body clips. They do stick to the motor, so if you want somewhere to store them, just put them there. Not a good idea, but it does hinge in the back, which makes it quick and easy to take the body on and off. The only thing that you're at risk of losing is the body clips. The body is Lexan with some molded plastic details just for the kind of roll cage area here, and as the plastic for the driver's heads. All the other colors that aren't black are just stickers, so these panels, the details in the driver's heads, and this little Axial logo here, those two as well. In the back, there's kind of sticker for the engine, which is actually pretty accurate to the full-size ones. Of course, they don't have a sticker, they have a full plastic part, but they do have that design on them. There is no bed in the real ones. The transmitter is pretty basic, but it has some nice features. You have your standard trim values for the throttle and steering, but it also has endpoint adjustments for both, of course, throttle and steering, as well as this throttle limiter three-position switch. It has 50%, 75%, and 100% pre-built into it. In terms of feeling, the trigger does not have a whole lot of travel to it. It's just like maybe half an inch there, and the steering wheel is just plastic. But in the hand and when you're driving it, it feels pretty nice. The manual is just in black and white except for this front cover page, and it has all of the parts of the truck labeled, there you go, as well as kind of how to use them. And then in the further back in it, there are some nice exploder diagrams of all the parts of the truck. Here we go. Everything is well labeled, and it is just in good English. It's not that weird broken stuff that comes from the Chinese manufacturers. Overall, it's pretty good. And as kind of an aside, it's in English, French, and German. So it kind of gives the truck kind of an overall feel of being a European sports car, which was kind of interesting. Usually manuals come in English, Spanish, and French. Overall, it's a nice little rig. It really can zip over any kind of moderate terrain, so you can take it on sand or hiking trails, but stay away from the big rocks. In some competitions, I know that pulling a trailer will give you some good skill points, so just kind of putting this on top of that trailer will look pretty nice. In addition to that, it's just a little tiny 10th scale buggy, and I would recommend it as a gift for, say, your friends, or as a nice looking garage accessory. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 ums, just for the amount of fun that you can get for the low price that it goes for. Thank you.